Introducing Rheem Hot Wave, the multi-purpose hose sprayer that never runs out of hot water. Hot Wave heats water instantly using tankless water heating technology to provide continuous hot water outdoors whenever and wherever. Hot Wave is simple to use. Just plug and play with any garden hose and outdoor power outlet. See for yourself how Rheem Hot Wave is safe, easy to use, and provides hot water outdoors.
The Public Hospitals Authority and the Princess Margaret Hospital advise the public that only emergency cases are encouraged to utilize the emergency department at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Non-emergency patients are asked to contact their primary care physician or utilize community clinics for care. A medical emergency is an acute injury or illness that poses an immediate risk to a person's life or long-term health, sometimes referred to as a situation risking life or limb. If you are unsure whether you require emergency medical assistance, please call 919 or the emergency department at Princess Margaret Hospital at 326-7014. The public is encouraged to follow all public announcements and advisories from the Ministry of Health and the Public Hospitals Authority for information regarding health and hospital services.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
I'm Kim, an all-around busy person, but I'm also a foodie. Bahamian food is a delightful fusion of flavors and techniques passed down, and over time has evolved into unique and delicious meals. It takes simple ingredients, and it turns into something special. So if you're a foodie like me and don't like spending all day in the kitchen, but want great food, fast, simple, and tasty, then join me as we dish it up.
Hey everyone, it's your boy Vontae.
And I'm your girl Nika B.
And welcome to the first ever episode of
The Drop.
The hottest music videos.
We talking about rake and scrape. We talking about chunking the music. We talking about old and new favorites. And the hottest songs taking over the airways.
The artists that make them.
We lie to ourselves every day when we do the word culture, because we ain't serious about it.
The Drop. This Thursday at 9 p.m. Only on the ZNS Network.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, Free National Movement's candidate Bishop Ricardo Grant accused in pyramid scheme scandal. Also, the Health and Wellness Minister providing an update on the Freeport Health Campus. And a government official signing a $2.8 million road repair contract for the island of Bimini. Those stories, sports, and more in the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, serious accusations surrounding the Free National Movement's candidate Bishop Ricardo Grant. Tonight, a man is accusing him of being a part of a pyramid scheme that resulted in persons losing their investment. Yolanda Thompson-Everest leads us off tonight with more in this report.
Started out as a possible investment, turned into an alleged Ponzi scheme involving the FNM candidate Bishop Ricardo Grant and his wife Charlene Grant. That, according to businessman Derek Benjamin Demerit Jr., who claims it was back in 2020 when he entrusted the man and woman of God with his money.
Family member said that they would lend me the money at the time. I didn't have any. And so they said they'll lend me the money. They think that it's, reliable, and they think that it's going to work. And so I said, okay, no problem. And so they gave me the money, and I paid it and got my receipt, and I just waited.
and waited he did. He received his receipt of payment in September 2020, and from then, he says the runaround started. Now, the Securities Commission of the Bahamas issued a public advisory in September 2020, identifying the scheme the grants participated in, known as UJAMA, while advising the public that the program carried characteristics of fraudulent Ponzi schemes. The Bahamas government also passed a legislation criminalizing pyramid Ponzi schemes in the House of Assembly in November 2020.
I started to get skeptical because we was in a group and persons was complaining they didn't get their money, and then on top of that we had different Zoom meetings with Lady Grant. She was coming on and telling us to be patient and so on and so forth.
Now, after a while, when Demerit noticed that the grants did not come forward with his payment, he took to social media to express how he felt. And according to him, the UJAMA representatives did not like the exposure, but notes that he was not the only one defrauded.
$500 for me, my mom $500, my sister $500, my cousin $500, and I think my brother-in-law was $1,000. Right, and so that's my immediate family, and then I have other receipts of individuals who would have come under that umbrella, because obviously it was different grouping. And so I have receipts that would total up to, including myself, maybe $15,500.
Now, Demerit is not the only person coming forward with similar allegations. Craig Seaford and a man who wishes to remain anonymous, claiming that they lost money to the UJAMA pyramid scheme.
We were supposed to get $10,000. This the way they describing what that was supposed to happen, all right? And then a couple weeks, I think a couple months went by. It wasn't hearing that with no money paying out.
And when they collected the funds, they didn't put no money back into the program, which caused the program to collapse. That's why everyone was upset with the grants.
Now we reached out to the chairman of the FNM, Dr. Dwayne Sands, who asserts that if Demerit has a legitimate concern, he should have gone to the police.
What is happening is that there's a smear campaign directed at the bishop without any opportunity for another side of the story to be heard.
What do you say to the statements that Mr. Grant was not properly vetted?
Absolutely rubbish.
The question is, does the Grants deny the accusation?
I believe that the Grants are victims themselves.
The businessman admits that he received full payment from the Grants on March 18th, 2021. When asked if this revelation was a political stunt due to the upcoming by-election, here's what he had to say.
No, it's not a political move. The thing about it is Bishop Grant is from the church, and so he decided now to come in the public. You understand? And so since you decide now to come in the public, we must deal with all matters. You're trying to get inside the House of Assembly.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Now, our ZNS News team reached out to Bishop Ricardo Grant for a comment, and he assured us that he will respond upon his return from Bimini. We also reached out to the leader of the Free National Movement. However, our calls were not returned. Up to news time. Well, meanwhile, the chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party also weighing in on the recent discussions about the alleged controversy with FNM candidate Bishop Ricardo Grant.
Right now, the FNM's candidate is embroiled in a huge problem where he's involved himself and his wife in a pyramid scheme. It's all on the front page of the newspaper. The FNM candidate has refused to address it, and perhaps he cannot. The report is that all of the UBP money has now waded into the debate because Hubert Ingram has stepped in to try and shore up the FNM side. Of course, there's another former prime minister whose name is Hubert Minnis, and he may as well be a ghost. The FNM is so embarrassed about him, he is absent from the scene and nowhere to be found. So is he supporting their candidate over there?
Well, Mitchell also taking a moment to express gratitude to supporters.
The advanced poll has taken place in Bimini and West Grand Bahama. We think we've done well. Now it's on to the by-election itself, which will take place on Wednesday, the 22nd of November, 2023. I wish only to say to the voters of West Grand Bahama and Bimini, who've already voted for the Progressive Liberal Party in the advanced poll, thank you very much for your support.
Well, the race is on to the upcoming by-election with 5 days left. Administrators are making their assessments on the advanced poll, and tonight they say they are prepared to receive voters for the West, Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency, noting that they have ironed out all the kinks to ensure a smooth process. Raven Davis has more in this report.
2 days following the advanced poll voting, returning officer Leonard Dames Jr. underscores the measures taken to safeguard the integrity of the voting process. Following the closure of the polls, Dames reveals that the ballot box was escorted by the presiding officer. Additionally, an agent from each candidate or the candidates themselves accompanied both the presiding officer and the ballot box to the returning officer, ensuring a transparent and secure transition.
When the ballots was closed, and after they would have done whatever they did in terms of sealing up the ballots, the presiding officer was escorted with the police bus, along with one agent who represented a candidate, and they all came to the police station, and I, as the returning officer, received them. The advanced poll ballots will remain there until the election on Wednesday, when that will be placed in a particular polling station, and the presiding officer will be notified so that could be added in the overall count.
In Grand Bahama, advanced poll voting was held at Mount Zion Baptist Church on Wednesday, and while polls were open at precisely 8 a.m., they closed 30 minutes after the scheduled 6 p.m. time.
There was need for delay within 30 minutes for a meeting to discuss some matters, and the time was added on. Therefore, the polls closed in Grand Bahama at 6:30.
He notes a commendable turnout for the advanced poll despite inclement weather. In Grand Bahama, he says 269 out of 342 approved voters participated, and in Bimini, 112 out of 118.
45 minutes before the poll closed, there was basically nobody else coming in. So it tells us that whoever wanted and needed to vote, if they was available, there was sufficient time for them to come and vote. That's very important to know.
Meanwhile, in Bimini, Administrator Eva K. Arthur assures that the voting process proceeded without a hitch, with polls opening and closing on schedule.
It was a really smooth process, and everything went well. All of our disabled voters was able to come in early without any hiccups, and they voted. But despite the weather, they still came out and voted.
Arthur says the integrity of the voting process was maintained and there were no complaints from voters to our office. Now the by-election is slated for November 22nd, and according to the returning officer, some 6,082 persons have registered to vote in West Grand Bahama and Bimini. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Over on the island of Bimini, government officials initiating infrastructural upgrades on family islands with a $2.8 million contract signing for road repairs on the island of Bimini. We have the details in this report.
This administration is focused on the development of family islands, and under my tenure at the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs, I expect to also place considerable focus on the development of all family islands.
In a significant move to fulfill its commitment to enhancing infrastructure across the family islands, the government took a pivotal step early Friday morning. The Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, presided over a contract signing ceremony dedicated to road repair initiatives on the island of Bimini. The allocated funds for this project total over $2 million. He says it is a capital project submitted by the late Honorable Obi Wilshka.
I want to assure you that this was on the list, and that Obi was adamant that this be completed. He passed just 3 days after sending me that list. And in his honor, and as my exceptional colleague, mentor, and friend, it is my personal mission to see this completed. Today we are ticking off the items as he requested, and today we are pleased to sign this contract with Nose Construction to rebuild the road.
The scope of works outlined by the minister aims to tackle the challenges faced by South and North Bimini. Key highlights of the extensive project encompass the road repairs in South Bimini and complete rebuilding of the road infrastructure in North Bimini.
We understand firsthand how important it is for the rest of the Bahamas to undergo infrastructural upgrades, as is the capital. Our islands are highly sought after for travel destinations, and we must ensure that not only the visitors to our shores, but both domestic and international are comfortable on our islands, but that the residents living in each and every island have a home that is conducive to proper infrastructure, amenities, and opportunities of gainful employment and entrepreneurship.
On Grand Bahama, Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, providing an update on the multi-million-dollar healthcare facility project on the island. For decades, residents on the island have complained about the need for a new hospital. Well, tonight, the minister responsible says significant strides are being made towards its completion. Aja Kwant has that update tonight.
The new healthcare facility is well on its way, according to Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville. In May of this year, ground was broken for the multi-million-dollar project, comprising of 3 phases. And now he says the first phase is still on target.
We seem like we're on target for the delivery of the first phase of that particular complex by December of next year.
The first phase of the project consists of a nearly 60,000 square foot clinic, while phase 2 will include an inpatient surgical suite urgent care facility, and the third phase will be the construction of an acute care hospital with 126 inpatient beds.
If you were to pass to the site now, you'll see that foundation work is being done, and very soon the residents of Grand Bahama will begin to see a vertical structure come out of the ground.
The health minister emphasizing the necessity of ensuring the foundation of the first phase is done before proceeding with the vertical construction.
Putting the necessary pilings in the ground to ensure that we have bedrock, so that when we put the structure on top of the foundation, it'll be secure to be able to sustain the 200-mile-an-hour winds that it's designed to.
As for employment opportunities for Bahamians, Dr. Darville reveals that once the vertical construction commences, there will be a surge in job openings.
When that vertical construction is up, there will be a lot more construction opportunities for local contractors who can benefit from some subcontracting work, as clearly outlined by the Prime Minister when we broke ground for that facility.
Now, Dr. Darville did not give a definitive date as to when the vertical construction will begin. However, this is a story we will continue to follow. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Aja Kwant.
Well, officials of the $500 million Carnival Cruise Port hosting another town hall meeting, this time for food and beverage. As Jay Philippe reports, a request for proposal is now open for local Bahamian business owners interested in serving guests and crew at Celebration Key. Jay Philippe has that story.
The new Carnival Cruise Port in East Grand Bahama is still on schedule to open in July of 2025, according to Bertrand Pillar, Senior Manager at Carnival for Destination Operations, Concessions, and Business Development. A food and beverage town hall meeting took place at the Grand Lucayan Hotel for local Bahamian business owners interested in serving guests and crew at Celebration Key when the destination officially opens.
There's 3 categories that we're looking for. They include food trucks, about 10 of them for both guests and crew. The employee cafeteria, which is is going to serve about 700 plus employees, and as well as 3 different iconic locations within the development. That includes ice cream, specialty coffee, tea and club that are in prime locations. A lot of traffic. It's going to be great.
For local vendors that are interested, the requirements are as follows.
We're looking for, ideally some experience in food and beverage, obviously, a strong focus on food safety and environment, which is key for us. We provide the recycling facilities and water treatment and all that, but it needs to be a focus that's shared by everybody. So that's 2 of the big requirements, and then some creativity within the menu items that need to show some Bahamian flavors that can take several shapes and forms, but it needs to be kind of have a touch of the Bahamas, so that guests that come here know that they're in the Bahamas.
Bertrand Pillar reiterated that Bahamians will have first preference on entrepreneurship opportunities as food and beverage vendors. However, the task will not be easy, as at least 18 Carnival cruise ships are expected to sail regularly from their home ports to Celebration Key in 2025 and 2026, with a total of 500 itineraries.
Operators need to know that it's a 7-a-day operation, 7 days a week operation, 365 a year, open from roughly 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So there's going to be a need for significant staff to man the operation year round. So it can be like a one-man show.
The deadline for persons interested in applying for the request for proposals as a vendor is set for January 16, 2024. For more information on the RFPs, persons can visit celebrationkeygrandbahama.com or visit Carnival's social media pages for further details. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jay Philippe.
And when we come back, hear what you can do in Raleigh if you take advantage of the new route from Freeport. That story, sports, and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
You asked for it, you've got it. A new plant nursery, fully loaded with everything you need and extended hours. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
This Christmas is on BTC. All you have to do is sign up, top up, pay up, or watch and win with us. Sign up for one of our $64.99 or higher postpaid plans or one of our broadband bundles and get a chance to drive into 2024 with a brand new Kia Sonet. Pay your bill in full and you can be a winner with our Christmas grab bag. Activate a $15 prepaid combo and get your chance to win Visa gift cards, travel and gas vouchers, and so much more. Watch our Hallmark movie of the week for a chance to win a prepaid Visa gift card. Make BTC your choice this Christmas with over $100,000 in prizes. All you have to do is sign up, top up, pay up, or watch and win with BTC. Visit any BTC location today. Terms and conditions apply.
List your home in Grand Bahama with H.G. Christie. Visit their new office in the Port Lucaya Marketplace. H.G. Christie, celebrating over 100 years of service.
Calling all residents of West Grand Bahama to join the PLP this Saturday in Pine Hill 8 Mile Road, across from the new Obadiah Hercules Wilscombe Government Complex at 7:30 p.m. with our next Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Mr. Kingsley Smith, and the Honorable Philip Brave Davis, party leader, and many more. Special guest appearances by Pastor Simeon Elton and the New Life Band, DJ LaVar the Magician, and performing live, Claudia. See you there this Saturday. This one is for Ruby. This one is for Ruby.
5 candidates, 1 seat, an experienced team. We've got you covered. Join us for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election results live beginning at 6 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Well, as promotional efforts continue, officials from Bahamas Air, the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, and Grand Lucayan recently visited the Raleigh Chamber of Commerce to discuss strategies for promoting Bahamas Air's relaunched flight between Raleigh and Freeport, while spotlighting the convenience of this 1.5-hour flight direct. Raven Davis reports.
In a dynamic roundtable discussion hosted by the Raleigh Chamber of Commerce, officials passionately explored every avenue to showcase Bahamas Air's direct flight between Raleigh and Freeport and highlight the flourishing partnership with the Grand Lucayan. Tiffany Lewis, the district manager at the Bahamas Tourism Office in Raleigh, sharing that tourism has been a proud member of the Raleigh Chamber for over 6 months, creating an exciting platform for networking and innovative advertising opportunities.
I'm already attending meetings, networking. They have a list of meetings where I average like 2 meetings a month that I attend with the Raleigh Chamber. So they have advertising, so if we have any press conferences, any advertising that we can put on their communication page, and I think they have some 90,000 persons that have access to this information that we can share and to promote the flight, to sustain the flight.
She emphasizes the valuable benefits that membership brings to tourism initiatives.
The Raleigh Chamber here in North Carolina is not like other ones, chambers, so they connect you with different folks from government to small businesses, large businesses, media, so it's a good opportunity to network.
Vice President of Marketing and Communication at the Raleigh Chamber of Commerce, Mark Dinitz, underscores their role in helping to spread the word about the flight.
As we grow, we all grow together. So if we have small businesses, they can take advantage of or new businesses, they can take advantage of the businesses that are already here to learn kind of tricks of this region. And then also, as we have new businesses here, to connect them with the old businesses and the maybe larger businesses, just to help them with learn how to get talent. Help them with just growing their business here.
He highlights the diverse range of resources for members and underscores that the Chamber provides various levels of engagement as part of its benefits.
You can sponsor some of the events that we have, and that gives you the ability either to speak in an event, to talk about your product or or your company. You can also sponsor just through either signage, or you can sponsor emails to get out email messages to all of our members, and then those also in the community that receive our communications. So there's really there are many ways that our members can take advantage, both as part of their membership and extra, to help grow their business.
While expressing enthusiasm, he says the Chamber is thrilled to have the Bahamian delegation on board, regarding it as a testament to the Chamber's ability to extend its membership globally. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Well, the Grand Bahama Administrators Association will host its annual college fair this coming Sunday, November 19th at the St. George's Gymnasium, with a wide array of colleges set to be in attendance. District Superintendent for Grand Bahama, Bimini, and the Keys is encouraging all students and parents to take full advantage of the weekend's affair.
This event has been going on for more than 25 plus years. And the benefit of this is many of our students are usually awarded some type of scholarship or grant to aid in their post-secondary education. And this year we really want parents to be more involved in this process. And so we send a special invitation to our parents to be a part of this process.
Kicks off at 1 p.m. and it's the first face-to-face college fair since the pandemic. The GBAA executives cannot wait to welcome the students and parents. Jackie with Senior High is the brainchild behind this year's operation and promises this year will be bigger and better.
This is the flagship event of the association. We, as Mr. Butler said, have been doing this for a number of years.
We introduced a few new colleges. We have schools coming from Barbados, from Jamaica, from the United States, and from Canada, as well as our local universities. And we also have BAMSI coming in this year as well. Once they attend from 1 p.m., there'll be an opening ceremony, and they're asked to be in their school uniforms, and they will be signing in once they get there, and they will be given community service hours for their attendance.
And now, here's a check on sports with Shane Stubbs.
Welcome to sports, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shane Stubbs, and the Buffalo Treasure Triathlon figures to be one of the biggest sporting events to kick off 2024. The event takes place January 19th to the 21st, and it's the brainchild of one young, ambitious youth officer in the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture, Megan Reed.
After several Zoom meetings and a bunch of event ideas later, here we are at the beginning of history. The Buffalo Treasure Tri is a 3-day tournament which will consist of a triathlon and an open water race. It's the newest annual sport phenomenon to enter our island.
While partnering with Play Treasure Coast to pull the event off, Vice President Ryan Strickland lays out the goals for the upcoming event.
Host a great event at a unique venue that has the cultural flair of the community. Cross-promote destinations and communities. We encourage all athletes to train, prepare, and be ready for January 2024.
Next in sports, Keno Bain is the new president of the GB Basketball Association, and he lays out the plans as incoming president.
We came in with a new board, whereas myself as the president, Mr. Andrew Cat Williams, if you know him as the vice president, Coach Ray Ferguson as the treasurer. We have Anishka McDonald as our secretary and Trevor Smith as our commissioner. One of our primary focuses is the players and the coaches. We want to have, right before we even start our league, we want to have a coaching clinic as well as a referee clinic, and even we want to have a sit down with the players to let them know that, hey, this is what we expect this year in basketball.
He says there's optimism for the league to tip off at the beginning of the new year. And lastly in sports, a pair of Game 7s going down this evening in the GB Amateur Softball Association Championships. The Pats Uniform Reds take on the Coopers Destroyers, followed by CLA Developers going head-to-head with Pats Uniform Reds. The action takes place at 6:30 at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. And that's your update in sports on this beautiful Friday. My name is Shane Stubbs, and as always, be safe and be great.
Calling all residents of West Grand Bahama to join the PLP this Saturday in Pine Hill 8 Mile Rock, across from the new Obadiah Hercules Wilscombe Government Complex at 7:30 p.m. with our next Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Mr. Kingsley Smith, and the Honorable Philip Brave Davis, party leader, and many more. Special guest appearances by Pastor Simeon Elton and the New Life Band, DJ LaFar the Magician, and performing live, Lottie. See you there this Saturday.
The Grand Lucayan and Lighthouse Point invites you to join them for a Thanksgiving feast at Portobello's. It's a full buffet Thursday, November 23rd, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Fluid Factory presents Rick Ross live in concert Saturday, December 23rd at Gombe Park, Freeport. Early bird tickets, general $35, VIP $50, and platinum $85. Fluid Factory Skybox $150. See you there.
5 candidates, 1 seat, an experienced team. We've got you covered. Join us for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election results live beginning at 6 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We do invite you to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues. Have a great weekend.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Double homicide rocks Nassau Village. Fiscal optimism. Bimini's multi-million-dollar contract. And in sports, Coach Yo in town. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by BTC. Win over $100,000 in prizes when you sign up, top up, pay up, or watch and win with BTC. This Christmas is on us.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Makush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. A recurring theme that only makes the country's crime woes that more troubling. Police today scrambling to the scene of another fatal shooting. This time, the end result, a double killing. Desmond Saunders joins us live with the latest details. Good evening, Desmond.
Well, good evening, Makushla. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm coming to you live from Pine Street, Nassau Village, where 2 men were gunned down this evening. Police telling us that a group of men in a Japanese vehicle pulled up in front of a residence. 2 of the men exited the vehicle, opening fire on a group of men. 2 men died as a result of injuries. 1 of the men killed was on bail for murder. Police are investigating. Details are a bit sketchy at this time, but we will provide more information in the later newscast. Coming live from Pike Street, Nassau Village, Desmond Saunders of Bahamas Tonight.
Well, thanks, Desmond. Now, today's disturbing incident in Nassau Village comes just a day after the Commissioner of Police stood before the cameras in the aftermath of another deadly Nassau Village shooting. At the time, Commissioner Clayton Fernandez appealed for assistance from the public.
We know that the individual, again, is on bail for murder. We say again, being a target. We are following some significant leads with that, and we are asking again an appeal to members of the public in that area who was around or have any information that they wish to share to assist in bringing speedy closure to this matter.
Meantime, police are relying on an autopsy report to figure out just what led to the death of a man discovered lying in the street at the intersection of Shirley and DeVoe Streets just before 6 last evening. EMS conducted a thorough examination that confirmed the man had no signs of life. Investigations are ongoing. Well, 2022 stats show that there is a percentage of suicides among Bahamian men. That uptick attributed to young men reportedly not having an outlet to air their social issues confidentially. Suicide then is seen as a means to escape. And that's exactly the picture President of the Bahamas chapter of International Men's Day, Keith Cox, wants to change. This year's theme alone speaks volumes: 0 male suicides.
In the country, 80% person that kill themselves are males, 1% females. Now, the good thing about on the flip side of that is women attempt suicide more than men. So when men decide to do something with a saying, they go through with it. Women tends to back off a bit, talk to somebody, and you know what, let me change my mind about it. But the issue is with men deciding, I'm going to do it, and they follow through with it.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Stay with us.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Welcome to a world where hope is still loud, where dreams are still relevant, and determination has no substitute. Welcome to a nation where the people are still warm, resilient, and innovative. And Commonwealth Bank is at the center of it all, giving innovation and progress an extra push for more than 60 years. We're here for Bahamians because we are Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking services.
This Christmas is on BTC. All you have to do is sign up, top up, pay up, or watch and win with us. Sign up for one of our $64.99 or higher postpaid plans or one of our broadband bundles and get a chance to drive into 2024 with a brand new Kia Sonet. Pay your bill in full and you can be a winner with our Christmas grab bag. Activate a $15 prepaid combo and get your chance to win Visa gift cards, travel and gas vouchers, and so much more. Watch our Hallmark movie of the week for a chance to win a prepaid Visa gift card. Make BTC your choice this Christmas with over $100,000 in prizes. All you have to do is sign up, top up, pay up, or watch and win with BTC. Visit any BTC location today. Terms and conditions apply.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat. Unlike the no-gets, at KFC, we hand bread every day. to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
Mario thought he could have his cake and eat it too. He almost found out the hard way that if you don't insure your home for the full replacement value, when it comes time to make a claim, you won't get the full payout. It's called the condition of average. If your $200,000 home is destroyed by a hurricane, but you only insured it for $100,000, half the value, you'll only get half of that $100,000 payout. Actually, less than that, because there's also a deductible which will be deducted from your payout. Check your home insurance policy for the condition of average clause and ask your insurance agent or broker how condition of average would affect you. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
Is he? Was he? Did he? All questions surfacing following reports of the Free National Movement's West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election candidates' alleged involvement in a Ponzi scheme. Well, tonight, Yolanda Thompson-Everest of our Northern Service sought to get clarity on what's really going on.
Started out as a possible investment turned into an alleged Ponzi scheme involving the FNM candidate Bishop Ricardo Grant and his wife Shanleen Grant. That, according to businessman Derek Benjamin Demerit Jr., who claims it was back in 2020 when he entrusted the man and woman of God with his money.
Family member said that they would lend me the money. At the time I didn't have any, and so they said they'll lend me the money. They think that it's, you know, reliable, and they think that it's going to work. And so I said, okay, no problem. And so they gave me the money, and I paid it and got my receipt, and I just waited.
And waited he did. He received his receipt of payment in September 2020, and from then, he says, the runaround started. Now, the Securities Commission of the Bahamas issued a public advisory in September 2020, identifying the scheme the Grants participated in, known as UJAMA, while advising the public that the program carried characteristics of fraudulent Ponzi schemes. The Bahamas government also passed a legislation criminalizing pyramid Ponzi schemes in the House of Assembly in November 2020.
You know, I started to get skeptical because we was in a group and persons was complaining they didn't get their money, and then on top of that we had different Zoom meetings with Lady Grant. You know, she was coming on and telling us to be patient and so on and so forth.
Now, after a while, when Demerit noticed that the Grants did not come forward with his payment, he took to social media to express how he felt. And according to him, the UJAMA representatives did not like the exposure, but notes that he was not the only one defrauded.
$500 for me, my mom $500, my sister $500, my cousin $500, and I think my brother-in-law was $1,000. Right, and so that's my immediate family, and then I have other receipts of individuals who would have come under that umbrella, because obviously it was different grouping. And so I have receipts that would total up to, including myself, maybe $15,500.
Now, Demerit is not the only person coming forward with similar allegations. Craig Seaford and a man who wishes to remain anonymous, claiming that they lost money to the UJAMA pyramid scheme.
We were supposed to get $10,000. This the way they're describing what was supposed to happen, all right? And And then a couple weeks, I think a couple months went by. It wasn't hearing that with no money paying out.
And when they collected the funds, they didn't put no money back into the program, which caused the program to collapse. That's why everyone was upset with the grants.
Now we reached out to the chairman of the FNM, Dr. Dwayne Sands, who asserts that if Demerit has a legitimate concern, he should have gone to the police.
What is happening is that there's a smear campaign directed at the bishop without any opportunity for another side of the story to be heard.
What do you say to the statements that Mr. Grant was not properly vetted?
Absolutely rubbish.
The question is, does the Grants deny the accusation?
I believe that the Grants are victims themselves.
The businessman admits that he received full payment from the Grants on March 18, 2021. When asked if this revelation was a political stunt due to the upcoming by-election, here's what he had to say.
No, it's not a political move. The thing about it is Bishop Grant is from the church, and so he decided now to come in the public. You understand? And so since you decide now to come in the public, we must deal with all matters. You're trying to get inside the House of Assembly.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest.
Meantime, Progressive Liberal Party National Chairman, the Honourable Fred Mitchell's weighing in on the controversy surrounding the FNM's by-election candidate. He also used the opportunity to thank advanced poll voters.
So the advanced poll has taken place in Bimini and West Grand Bahama. We think we've done well. Now it's on to the by-election itself, which will take place on Wednesday, the 22nd of November, 2023. I wish only to say to the voters of West Grand Bahama and Bimini, who've already voted for the Progressive Liberal Party in the advanced poll, thank you very much for your support.
Well, meantime, an ear-to-ear smile for Works and Family Island Affairs Minister, the Honourable Clay Sweeting, who today put pen to paper and signed a nearly $3 million infrastructural deal for Bimini.
And today we are here to sign a road work contract that will include South Bimini as well as North Bimini and Buccaneer Subdivision. We understand firsthand how important it is for the rest of the Bahamas to undergo infrastructural upgrades as is the capital. Our islands are highly sought after for travel destinations, and we must ensure that not only the visitors to our shores, but both domestic and international are comfortable on our islands, but that the residents living in each and every island have a home that is conducive to proper infrastructure, amenities, and opportunities of gainful employment and entrepreneurship.
Now, as for the details and the contract scope of works,
the works involve verge clearing, which would be 8,581 square yards. There's pothole patching and edge repairs, which will be mainly on the north side of the island. That's 2,500 square yards. Then there's going to be lime rock base on the south of the island. There's going to be a complete reconstruction of the White Top roads, which would involve lime rock base material, scarification of the existing road surface, then new lime rock base material, then new asphalt, hot mix asphalt surfacing will be done. There will also be concrete. Most of the roads on the north side are in concrete, so those roads that are damaged or cracked or broken will be repaired.
Well, Financial Secretary Simon Wilson's optimistic of the government's fiscal performance, crunching the numbers for press on the sidelines of a Ministry of Finance contract signing early Thursday. Wilson notes the results of last year's fiscal period have been very encouraging. And with the first few months of the current fiscal year nearly behind us, expenditure control and revenue have quite the positive outlook.
For fiscal year 23-24, we have numbers, completed numbers for 4 months. July, August, September, October. They are encouraging in terms of expenditure. Expenditure is in line with budget projections. Revenue is basically in line. Obviously, for us, most of our revenue is in the second half of our fiscal year, the period between January to May, June. So this is our slow period for revenue, but they are encouraging.
In related news this evening, private sector lending across the country recently surveyed by the central bank, and the general consensus? Well, conditions haven't really changed in the first 6 months of the year. Jimanita Swain joins us live in studio with the latest numbers. Good evening, Jimanita.
Good evening, Makushla, and good evening, Bahamas. What I can tell you is the central bank's latest survey of commercial banks signal an improvement in lending conditions and credit demand in the first 6 months of 2023 when compared to the same period last year. This is evidenced by a rise in total applications received, particularly consumer loans. Comprising 89.8% of total loan applications, consumer loans remained the dominant credit component as demand rose by 11.6%, supported by a 67% increase in Family Island applications. Of the more than 14,000 consumer loan applications received, requests were primarily for, quote, other and, quote, miscellaneous purposes, credit cards and debt consolidation, elevated debt service ratios, insufficient time on the job, no collateral, and other miscellaneous factors attributed for loan denials during the survey period. The 7 banks surveyed processed 1,104 mortgage applications dominated by residential mortgage requests. Total mortgage applications contracted by 8.8%, attributed to a decline in credit requests for existing dwellings and new construction. Mortgage applications rose in the Family Islands, up while those in New Providence and Grand Bahama contracted. Low credit scores, lending outside of bank policy, and missing information was the reason for rejected mortgage applications. Banks received 524 commercial credit applications over the first half of the year, reflecting a 1.5% decrease, owing to lower demand from the New Providence market. The average commercial loans approval rates declined by a 2.1 percentage points to 88.6%. Now, most creditors expressed that lending conditions largely unchanged in the first 6 months of 2023. Likewise, borrowers' loan eligibility, quality of collateral, and borrowers' debt servicing capacity remained the same. Reporting live in studio for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Jimanita Swain. Back to you, Makushla.
Well, thanks, Jimanita. 2 weeks and counting. December, the target date for the British Colonial Hotel's reopening its doors after being closed for more than a year. Tourism, Investments and Aviation Minister, Acting Prime Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, is eager to see the industry's uptick once the hotel is back in business.
We are delighted that the Hilton is coming on stream on December 12th. We expect the hotel to be open. There will be 300 rooms, 18,000 square feet of meeting space, more than 300 Bahamians employed.
The Hilton Hotel's reopening is also expected to complement the government's overall plans to improve downtown Nassau.
Bring new life to this area. As you know, we're doing a lot to revitalize downtown Nassau. At number 1 Bay Street, where this hotel is, we expect that this is going to bring new life, not just for passengers arriving by air, but our cruise passengers as well, many of who traverse this area going to Junkado Beach to pursue a beach experience.
The Bahamas Tonight, the national report continues after this.
Vincent! Oh, God. I know you ain't spending no more money on this boat. Ain't this what you drowned in last year?
I understand. How I drowned last year if I here running on foolishness with you?
Where you going now?
Montague.
For what?
For best of the best. Why you keep putting question to me? Over 90 boats and over 200 sailors coming from all around the Bahamas to compete for the largest sailing port ever. You better pray I take you the best of the best.
You ain't got to worry about that because you's the best of the worst.
Anyway, while this woman running on, I will see you all to the 2023 Best of the Best Regatta. Woman, you will see me talking?
Come before them.
It's a different kind of Christmas, but everything is here to bring a smile upon your face. That's what the season brings. Yeah. See, Christmas time is the time for your family and friends. Come and shop with us and find everything that you need. Deck out your homes with all we have in store.
is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
3 facilities that provide safe homes for children are about to get a solar energy makeover. The government signed a contract to complete the transformation, and as Corval Pyfrom reports, this exercise is being seen as another feather in the cap for the administration's commitment to renewable energy.
$1.6 million will be spent, more than $500,000 on each of the 3 children's homes. Installing solar microgrids, making the homes more energy efficient. The Davis administration sees this project as bringing it in line with its pledge to ensure reliable, sustainable energy and reducing reliance on fossil fuels.
The benefits of installing solar photovoltaic PV and energy storage system at the homes include the creation of a more sustainable future for all 3 facilities, specifically the reduction in the electricity bills, increase in the value of the 3 homes, and enhancement of energy autonomy and independence.
Recent weather events in the Bahamas and around the world have demonstrated the impact that comes from warming our atmosphere. In order to reverse course, each country, big or small, each individual, rich or poor, must play a part. Solarization of homes and businesses is one way to contribute in this effort.
The Ranfurly Home, Elizabeth Estates Children's Home, and the Nazareth Center are the 3 homes undergoing the solar transformation, which Mark Bain, whose company Caribbean Renewable Energy will complete, says will make a world of difference at these homes. Additionally, it will mean significant savings for these facilities.
The major parts within each facility, lighting, air, anything that is major within in the facility, that's where it does not interrupt, everyday life for the kids and for the individuals that are going to be working there.
Joey Primock of Ranfurly is delighted her home has been selected.
I'm extremely grateful to be a part of this and solar and energy because the expenses of the home are very heavy, and the partnership of having this is extremely, we're grateful.
Meanwhile, Energy Minister Colby Davis hopes this fires up a spark in others to solarize.
Once it's tested, which it has already been tested where I visited, it will just build up the momentum and the support from the public to transition to this for themselves.
These homes installed with these solar microgrids are all occupied by young Bahamians. Not by accident, says Minister Colby Davis. After all, she says it's the younger generation of Bahamians who will disproportionately experience the worst effects of climate change if nothing is done or too little accomplished too late. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Meantime, solar panels will also soon be installed at the University of the Bahamas. Ministry of Finance, the University of the Bahamas, and Anode Technologies Limited inked the deal today that was made possible through a renewable energy grant from the Inter-American Development Bank. Officials say over the estimated course of 2 months, more than 800 solar panels will be erected, which will see to a 15% reduction output for the educational institution.
The project capacity is a 292 kilowatt system that will be able to assist the University of the Bahamas to, 1, mainly reduce its carbon footprint, and 2, to reduce the cost of energy within the institution. We are pleased to be a part of this project, and we look forward to working with the University of the Bahamas, the Ministry of Finance.
Price tag of this initiative pegged at more than $500,000. It is hoped that one day this project can be replicated at the university's northern campus.
I see this as a milestone on a longer-term project. We're very excited to have this happen at the University of the Bahamas, but we see that this is part of a development of a partnership that will be ongoing, that will allow us to train students, carry out research, work with other partners in the education sector, the private sector, BTVI, BPL, so that together we find ways to maximize the new technologies and the new research that can provide energy in a country which desperately needs energy and would very much like to bring its costs down.
Another nation builder eulogized today in a state-recognized funeral at Christ Church Cathedral. Carla Palmer reports on the life of the former senator, diplomat, and educator.
Acting Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, says the late Adams was an effective and dedicated public servant, the quintessential team player.
Ms. Adams, as an educator, instructed students in foreign languages before moving into school administration. She was also an entrepreneur in the retail clothing industry. As a public servant, she served as the assistant editor of the Hansard, and as a member of the diplomatic corps, Her Excellency served the Bahamas with distinction as Consul General to Miami with responsibility for several states. And she later served as ambassador to the Republic of Cuba.
As a staunch supporter and friend of more than 50 years, meeting the late Adams as a student in St. John's College at 13 years old, Bishop Neil Ellis paid homage to the woman whom he says was productive, progressive, and a gift to the country.
When I think about Alma Adams, the phrase Bahamian exceptionalism comes to mind. There is no denying Alma loved and served her country with unyielding dedication. Without a doubt, she was a nation builder. In and outside of the Bahamas, she labored tirelessly in pursuit of the spiritual, educational, and social advancement of her people.
The Very Reverend Harry Bain delivered the sermon. Familiar with the former senator's spiritual journey as a staunch Anglican, he says she was virtuous, beautiful, and a remarkable ambassador for Christ.
Being an ambassador for Christ means living a life of high moral values, high moral standards, integrity, and compassion, just as our beloved Alma demonstrated.
And as we reluctantly release her to the ages, we commit ourselves to commemorating her legacy and memorializing her many meaningful and impactful contributions to our nation. We will not grow weary in telling her story, as it is tightly interwoven with the Bahamian story. Her life indeed is a testament to the fact that through self-confidence, perseverance, and hard work, the sky is truly the limit in our country.
Alma Adams was interred at St. Agnes Cemetery on Nassau Street. She was 74 years old. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
Time now for the poll question of the week, and this week we're asking, should family members of sitting politicians be allowed to bid on government contracts? You can chime in on our social media handles.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
You can find it all at Builders Mall. From cement, lumber, block, plumbing, and electrical, to paint, lights, vanities, and tiles. Not to mention all the tools you could possibly need to get the job done. Say if you're starting a major project, adding the finishing touches, or just doing some repair or rental work around the house. FYP, the Paint Center, and Tile King can help. Stop by or call 601-8453. located 69 Wolf Road, Nassau. You can find it all at Builders Mall. Building, painting, and tiling, the Bahamas.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
Introducing the Fiscal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Fiscal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Fiscal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
The University of the Bahamas Cares Foundation gets a $10,000 donation, handing over the check UB alumnus and BTC CEO Samir Badi.
It's so important that we support our students and they come with various needs, and that we do our part as corporate citizens so that they can focus on their studies. And to me, that's what this is all about.
We were so happy to learn that it was something that we could contribute to as an organization. Actually, it was a bit shocking knowing that there are students that are on the campus that are not able to sustain themselves. So this definitely was a great way for BTC to reach in and to reach out to the community.
According to UB's Joe Stubbs, the Cares Foundation was birthed out of 2019's Hurricane Dorian to meet the needs of students impacted by the destruction of UB's northern campus in Grand Bahama. The initiative has since expanded, as has the needs of students.
A part of student development is ensuring that all of our students have a holistic approach to education. And that includes, the mental, the spiritual, the emotional, and the physical. As a part of student affairs, our job is to ensure that we provide our students with any resources as long as we can receive it and or have it for them. It's important for us to do that. And this donation definitely helps further our desire to help and support our students along the way.
How can the Bahamas avoid problems with food inflation and create sustainable food security? Well, according to Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister, the Honorable Jomo Campbell, the answer lies in initiatives like the one-to-one tree planting. Minister Campbell, alongside members of the Bahamas Agricultural and Marine Science Institute, visited Palmdale Primary School earlier this week, ensuring students are educated on the importance of food security.
This is critical to the sustainability of our efforts for food security for the future. As you saw all of those beautiful faces that were here just now, all the students, they actually are the living epitome of the future of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And if we could get them not only theoretically to appreciate what it is that we're trying to do, but practically get involved and spread the word, that'll make our efforts so much easier.
BAMSI's Executive Chairman, Senator the Honorable Tyrell Young, says though an ambitious goal, BAMSI is dedicated to planting some 400,000 fruit trees throughout the Bahamas.
We have a new project that BAMSI has launched, and as Minister said earlier, is a critical project. It's a project for the future, for the sustainability of our nation as it pertains to food security. It's called the One-to-One Tree Planting Challenge. So what it is, BAMSI wants to challenge not only the organization, but wants to challenge the Bahamas and all of our citizens to partner with us with this program, where we plant 1 fruit tree per every citizen of the Bahamas over the next few years. So yes, it is an ambitious goal, but we are up to the challenge and we are moving forward. This today proves that we are serious about food security. We're talking about close to 400,000 trees over the next few years by the end of January.
Well, stay with us. More news in a moment.
Whether you shop in the morning or in the night, the specials are always right at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Healthy choice soups, assorted 15-ounce, $2.29. Robin Hood flour, 5.5 pounds, $4.99. Distinction evaporated milk, 14-ounce, $1.19. Russet potatoes, 5-pound bag, $4.99. Whole chickens, $1.99 per pound. Shop the specials this holiday season at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
With 3 or more vehicles looking for the perfect fueling solution? Well, look no further.
I can go into any Rubis service station and get fast and easy service without any form of payment.
I can top up my fuel account and generate reports anytime online.
We at Wildflowers enjoy significant savings from fraud reduction. The Rubis system provides optimum security and peace of mind.
Email bahamashales@rubis-bahamas.com to sign up now.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a sand dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving sand dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers.
It does not matter which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever sand dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
For a while now, Exuma has been delivering strong tourist numbers. The Emerald Island has quickly become a top sought-after destination choice for travelers across the globe. And so it's a no-brainer that Bahamas Air's new direct Fort Lauderdale-Exuma route has the island buzzing and potentially seeing lots of green. Corval Pyfram reports.
Bahamas Air's addition of a direct route Lauderdale into Exuma welcomed news to hoteliers on that island, which continues to see tremendous tourism growth. Jeremy Mudden is the general manager at Sandals Emerald Bay.
It's fantastic. I mean, any additional airlift we can get into Exuma is always a good thing, and especially the South Florida Gateway. You know, that really is key, not only for persons in that particular area, but the connections that it brings. So it really is a great day, and for the national flag carrier to be here is even better.
The addition of this route comes as local hotels are preparing for the busy winter season. At Grand Isle Resort, GM Joe Eustace has a theory on what's driving Exuma's tourism boom.
People love Exuma. They love the feeling here. They love the true Bahamian culture that they see here. So by having more visitors and having Bahamas Air fly more often from more cities just adds a lot of excitement and brings more visitors in.
Tourism Deputy Director and Director of Aviation Dr. Kenneth Ruma says Exuma's strong performance as a top destination choice isn't going unnoticed. He foreshadows even more expansion for this island jewel.
Exuma has been painting a very impressive narrative when it comes to overall arrivals on your air stop over arrivals. So when we look at Bahamas Air adding additional seat capacity to Exuma, that translates in a tangible way the heads and beds and the money into the economy of Exuma.
It does not take being on the ground here long to realize that this is a big moment for Exuma. Talk to some local stakeholders and they will tell you that this will help with Exuma's renaissance. Others say that it helps to put Exuma on the cutting edge. But perhaps it's best summed up by Dr. Roma, who says that this is, in fact, a good day for Exuma. And if it's a good day for Exuma, it's a good day for the Bahamas. In Georgetown, Exuma, for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corbell Pyfrom.
And speaking of Exuma, Fidelity Bank unveiling its newest branch there. Chief Executive Officer Gowan Bowe says the new branch will present new ideas and technology and will help island residents carry out personal banking services.
We're going to have ultimately in Exuma 2 locations, and the business model allows us to have multiple locations because it's not a cash service branch, so we don't have to have a vault. We don't have to have the large number of employees that are segregation of duties when handling cash. So we're able to staff each location with two, what I'm going to say, line staff. We have a floating supervisor, and then we have the manager that is, while based in New Providence, has already been visiting the islands on a regular basis to service customers that were there. We are going to be partnering with one of the money transfer businesses that says our own technology, so new shiny kiosks operate very similar to an ATM machine.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla. After a couple of hours of heavy thunderstorms, we are now under cloudy skies. Temperature at 73 degrees. Relative humidity is still quite high at 90%. Winds out of the south-southwest at 8 miles per hour. Barometric pressure, 1,009.6 millibars. That's 29.76 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Violence this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 76 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Grand Toll, Key Abaco, Marshall, Babaco. A little cooler there at 72 degrees. Berry Island, 77. Allenstown, Bimini, 82, 77 degrees. In Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera, 74. Fresh Creek, Central Andros at 73 degrees. Camp Space on Andros, 72. Black Point, Exuma, 72 degrees. Arthur Sound, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key at 74. Georgetown, Exuma, 77. 75 in Rygat Island, Clouds, down Long Island and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 79. Ackland, 79. Matutani and Agua, 77. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the Northwestern Islands tonight, southwest winds at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide, that will take place at 10:41 tonight. Now for the central and southeastern islands, southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. But on Saturday in the northwestern and central parts of our country, we'll have a northwest flow behind the frontal system, which we'll talk about later on. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet. The high tide will take place at 11:12 in the morning on Saturday. Low tide at 5:49 in the afternoon. And for the southeast Bahamas, we're going to have a significant increase in those winds because of that area of low pressure that's moving into the area tomorrow. Northwest to north winds at 20 to 30 knots. Very rough sea conditions at 7 to 10 feet. So we're asking boaters in the southeast Bahamas to stay in port on Saturday. And on Sunday, northwest to north winds once again in the northwestern islands. 2 to 4 feet will be those wave heights with your low tide at 5:44 in the morning, high tide at 12:11 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands, those winds will fall off light and variable as that system will be moving quite rapidly out of the area. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. Brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
Secure the ones that you love. Join up with family guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family, join the family, family guardian. Protect the ones you love, a friend that you can trust, family guardian.
Do you hear that? That's Junkanoo. And that means that the Boxing Day and New Year's Day Junkanoo parades are right around the corner. Don't get left behind. Make sure book your ads in the live ZNS broadcast of the Junkanoo parades, the most professional coverage of our national art form. Call the ZNS sales office today at 502-3800. Ask for the special Junkanoo advertising package and be a part of Junkanoo on the ZNS TV network.
First we plan, then we innovate, then we build. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we are committed to quality, to safety, and to service. We know that the road you take is just as important as your final destination. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, it is our job to make sure the road and the ride are as smooth as possible. From striping roads to building them, we are the right choice, the trusted choice, the only choice to help you build your tomorrow.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
ZNS Total Sports brought to you by Sans Beer, who reminds you to recycle your beer bottles for cash in Nassau, Grand Bahama, and now Abaco and Eleuthera.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports Friday. I'm Charles Fisher, coming to you from the Atlantis Resort. This is the place to be this weekend because the Bahamas is about to become the capital of the world in terms of college basketball. The top female ladies teams are here this weekend, and Bahamians, we know who you're coming to watch. Ole Miss Running Rebels with Coach Yolette McPhee-McCrane and player Rima Collins.
Super grateful to be back home in the Bahamas. A lot of pride goes with this, an opportunity for the Bahamian people to watch and come out and support not only myself but my team. I know it's a lot of Bahamians. Mr. McPhee here with Middle Tennessee, and then we have Rima Collins on our team that's from Nassau. I remember at a young age in coaching, when the tournament was going on, I always would make a big deal because I was like, how am I not in this tournament? And then I used to get invited, and I said, I wasn't sure we were good enough yet. So paid my dues, and now thanks to Lee Milituli and the committee for inviting us and allowing us to participate in this tournament. We have 8 new players, so we have 5 freshmen, and we have 2 that are redshirting. But in the total 5 freshmen, and then we have 3 transfers, so that are starters for us. So we really have a brand new team.
Coach Yo also giving an update on Rima.
Rima's doing well. Rima has a concussion right now, so she's in concussion protocols, so she's not going to be available this tournament. And it happened before our first game. So now when she gets out of that, we'll have to discuss what that looks like for her moving forward, because Rima is going to be a star. So we don't want to waste any of her time, any of her eligibility, any of her opportunity. We want to give her a full opportunity to be the best she's going to be. Y'all will hear about the name Rima Collins.
Player Kennedy Todd Williams on what coach has told her about the 242.
Good food for sure. She's already been talking about it, but it's a beautiful place. And she, her and Rima, have, talked very a lot about the Bahamas and how, the people are, you guys are the best. And so we're just excited to be here.
Well, last year we did not win, and the Junkanoo music played, and for the first time I did not dance to the Junkanoo music. I would like to dance to the Junkanoo music. And in order to do that, I have to be happy. So hopefully we can win. But it would mean a lot, it would mean a lot for a lot of reasons. It would mean a lot because obviously I'm home. But it would mean a lot for our team to accomplish something like that, because that's a great feat. 3 games in 3 days. I'm really excited to see them grow and gel as a team together, on and off the court.
Also in this tournament this year is the Memphis Tigers, and on Thursday they held a special camp over at the Kendall Geologics Gymnasium for primary school girls.
The Memphis Tigers women's basketball team in town for the Battle of Atlantis tournament, scheduled to start this week at the Atlantis Resort. Now, the Tigers will face a tough field that also includes Bahamian-coached Ole Miss Lady Rebels. Alex Simmons is the Tigers head coach, and she talked about her team's style of play.
I think we play a really fast pace. It's a fun pace to watch. It's a fun style of basketball to watch. We really share the ball well. We score a lot of points. We like to play fast. We like to get up and down the court. Press defense is something that we really stress. We're a defensive-minded team, so you'll see our team getting a lot of steals and being able to play in transition.
Prior to the start of play, the Lady Tigers taking time to host a training clinic for a group of girls from local schools around the island. This taking place at the Candlelighter's Gym on Thursday. Coach Simmons saying it was a great opportunity for our team to interact with the community through their sport.
Well, we wanted to use this day to really get in the community, and what better way to do that than to get on the basketball court with some younger girls who want to be just like we are at some point or another. So I thought our team did a really, really good job of interacting, of teaching, and of coaching.
The young players, all hailing from different schools, taking full advantage of the knowledge being taught.
I learned how to play defense correctly, communicate on defense, and that you need to work as a team to score the ball.
I learned that when you have your hand out, you're supposed to let them run into you and you slide. Don't bump into them, it will be a fall.
I learned to work as a team and to play defense properly.
All in all, both the collegiate athletes and their young proteges loving the experience. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Marcellus Hall.
And that's going to be a wrap for Sports Friday. I'm Charles Fisher. Thanks for watching, everybody. Tomorrow, 12 noon, Ole Miss and Howard right here in the Imperial Ballroom of the Atlantis Resort.
ZNS Total Sports brought to you by Sans Beer, who reminds you to recycle your beer bottles for cash in Nassau, Grand Bahama, and now Abaco and Eleuthera.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Do you hear that? That's Junkanoo. And that means that the Boxing Day and New Year's Day Junkanoo parades are right around the corner. Don't get left behind. Make sure to book your ads in the live ZNS broadcast of the Junkanoo parades, the most professional coverage of our national art form. Call the ZNS sales office today at 502-3800. Ask for the special Junkanoo advertising package and be